Hello, my name is Roger Gitonga, and I'll be taking you through chapter 15 of F1, motivating individuals and groups. Wow, this is so important. You'd find so many theories being tested here, and for one of the reasons being, remember F1 is accountant in business. So that basically means that we expect you to be the one leading that business. You're the one who is managing that business. And one of the key things that a manager needs to possess is knowing how to motivate individuals who work for the company and also groups and teams. And you'll find that this is a very important chapter. I mean, we all need some motivation to do something to achieve. And I'm sure since you're listening to this video, you also might be needing some motivation, to try and, pass this paper. So let's see what we have here. And the first thing, motivation is a decision-making process through which the individual chooses desired outcomes and sets in motion the behavior appropriate to acquiring them. Remember, motivation is a decision you have to make. I can speak all the words, all right? I can say all the motivating words, but it is for you to ideally believe in them. Make that decision to believe. If someone tells you you're great, believe it. You will only be great once you believe it, but when you don't, then you'll not be able to ideally receive that motivation. Now, theories of motivation, we're looking at content theories, which ask the question, what? Okay, so what are the things that motivate people? So we'll be looking at two types, Maslow's and Herzberg's two-factor theory. Now, when you're asking the word what, why we're saying it's a content theory is because if I ask you, what are you doing? You'll give me content. What do you want to achieve? You'll give me content. So the word what basically gives an opportunity for you to give content on something. Two, process theories. Now they ask the question how. So how can people be motivated? E.g. Vroom's expectancy theory, which we'll be looking at later on. Now they explore the process through which outcomes become desirable and are pursued by individuals. Content theories of motivation. The first one, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, Maslow felt that the higher you go, the more motivated you become. And he felt that with every need that we satisfy, the more motivated we are to achieve the next type of need. So the first one was the physiological needs. Everyone takes for granted, not everyone, but many people take for granted air. The air that we breathe, the opportunity to breathe is just a blessing in itself. So we satisfy the need of being able to receive air, water, food, shelter, clothing, sleep, and reproduction. Now, once we've satisfied that need, we go to the next one. Safety needs. So we look at our personal security. Are we safe? We look at our employment. Do we have job security? We look at our resources. Do we have resource security? Are we rich or poor? We look at health. Are we protected in terms of our health? We look at property. Is our property safe? So those are the things we start to look at. And once you're satisfied with that, we move now to the next, love and belonging. Now here we look for friendship. We look for intimacy. We look for family, a sense of connection with people. And once your love needs has been satisfied, you now look for esteem. You start desiring for respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. Now, as you realize, you've been satisfying quite a few things. And then when you hit the peak, self-actualization, you desire to become the most that one can be. And you'll find that very few people actually hit this point, but this is like the highest. And when you hit that part, you become a very motivated person. Then we have Herzberg's two-factor theory. Now we're going to be talking about hygiene factors and motivator factors. Just a clear thing to note when you want to remember the two differences. Hygiene factors come from external forces, like you're motivated from your external environment. But with motivator factors, you're motivated from within you, things that come from internal, things that come from within you. So you'll find your hygiene factors being salaries, company policy, job security, work-life balance, good interpersonal relationships, such things. Those are external forces. All right. But with motivator factors, the ones that we said come from within, you see a sense of personal achievement, recognition, responsibility, promotion, growth. All those are things that motivate you from within. Okay, so those are the things that we look at a lot. And you'll find that with motivator factors, you're highly motivated and highly satisfied as opposed to hygiene factors. Now, Vroom's expectancy theory. Now, he suggested that the strength of an individual's motivation is the product of two factors. The first thing is the strength of their preference for a certain outcome, and he called this valence. When you preferring a certain outcome. For instance, let's say you're watching the World Cup because you're in that season and you're expecting your team to win. That is your preference, that you want a certain team to win. You realize that maybe you'll be more motivated to vote for them, or you'll be more motivated to support them. At the same time, if you are actually playing and your preference is obviously to win the game, you'll be more motivated to play harder, isn't it? That's your valence. But at the same time, your expectation, if you do expect to win, then you'll be highly motivated. So first and foremost, your preference of an outcome, the strength of preference, how much do you want it? And at the same time, what do you actually expect? Then you'll be highly motivated. And he came up with his own formula where you see force is equals to valence times expectancy, where force is the strength of a person's motivation, valence is the preference, and expectancy is the probability of success. Now, choosing a motivational approach. Now, McGregor came up with two types of approaches, theory X and theory Y. And here he was just trying to think of how should you approach different people. So there are people who are theory X's and there are people who are theory Y's. And you'll see how to approach them when you want to motivate them. So with theory X, these people need close supervision, okay? They will avoid work when possible, they will avoid responsibility, and they only desire money, and they need to be pushed to perform, okay? These are the guys who we say you need to use a carrot stick motivator. A carrot stick motivator is like, for instance, in the cartoons, what they would do is that they will show maybe someone riding a donkey, and as he sat on a donkey, he would put a carrot right in front of the donkey, and as the donkey tries to eat the carrot, it will continuously move to where the rider wants the donkey to move. So that's the theory X's. But with the theory Y's, the theory yes, they don't have to push these people. They will drive themselves. They naturally want to work. They seek for responsibility. You don't have to supervise them as much. They are independent in the work that they do, and they're motivated by self-fulfillment. Now, intrinsic and extrinsic factors tend to be like hygiene and motivator factors, which we saw before, according to Herzberg. So, intrinsic rewards are those which arise from the performance of the work itself. The word intrinsic means internal, so they come from the work itself, and they are therefore psychological rather than material, like job satisfaction and the likes. And we saw this previously under motivator factors. While with extrinsic rewards, they are separate or external to the job itself and the worker, and they depend on the decision of others, e.g. the pay, the working conditions, work-life balance, and the likes. And this had a relation with hygiene factors. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope that you've picked a few points on how you can be motivated. I hope you will be motivated to be a theory Y, not a theory X. Push yourself. ACCA is a journey. Push yourself to achieve the very best of who you are. Thank you.